who's joining us here. Ishan, if you could walk us through that entire region, as Arunima was pointing out, to the challenges with respect to the attack, with respect to the topography. If you could walk us through that region right now.
Well, it's a very difficult area to manage. As Arunima was pointing out, that when the last encounter between the PFF and the security forces took place, it was an operation which went on almost for a month, and then it was called off because the terrain and topography is very difficult to manage, and security forces don't try to, get into the area, dense forest cover, and try to search for these militants who attacked back then and killed 2 JCOs and other army jawans. That back then they could not be located. But once again, if you see there how they have been operating, there have been attacks and then there has been a lull. But now, in this case, you can see when you look at those videos which have emerged soon after the vehicle caught fire, the army is, opening speculative fire so as to check the location of those attackers who could be in the area. That is done precisely to see that if the crossfire comes, if the militants who are hiding in the vicinity open fire, but that didn't happen. So that means their intent was to attack the vehicle and then escape. The vehicle has caught fire, because of the grenade lobbing. This will be a matter of investigation. The vehicle was carrying the material it was carrying, whether it caught fire when any grenade hit the fuel tank, or whether there was anything which was being carried which due to which the vehicle caught fire. Remember, this is a very difficult area to manage, and Jammu division has seen an increase in the number of militant activities since abrogation of Article 370. The security forces are very much aware about that. We already see that the Jammu and Kashmir police claiming in Kashmir Valley there has been less number of incidents. In fact, according to them, only 7 incidents have taken place since January of this year. But this is a deadly attack which has taken place. We haven't seen this kind of deadly attack taking place in a long while, in Kashmir or Jammu. But yes, this points out that the Jammu region is once again been activated. Poonch, Rajouri is somewhere where Kashmir J&K police is already focusing on. This is also important because G20 is going to happen in Kashmir Valley. The security forces were already drawing a security plan, visiting the spots, and trying to make sure that the G20 summit, that a meeting that is going to take place next month in Kashmir Valley, happens peacefully. Now that is still on cards, but yes, there will be a double challenge for the security forces considering the incident that has taken place, because PFF in their message has also said this is a message for G20. Yes, there will be a double and heightened security arrangements that will be made. The summit is meeting is very much on, but yes, the timing is very important. Now police will get very cautious, not in Kashmir but also in Jammu as well.
Well, Ishan, you're pointing out to all the right things. If I can request you to elaborate on this, because clearly it is a very crucial juncture where G20 meeting is going to be held there the next month. At such a time, this comes not just as a warning, but to also throw the agencies off guard. What are your sources telling you about this?
Well, yes, when we last spoke to our sources about the G20 meeting, the government intends to show that how the situation in Kashmir Valley has changed. Because recently, police came out with a figure that only 28 local militants are active on the ground. Though this does not include the foreign militants operating in Kashmir Valley, but they said only 28 locals are operating on the ground, which gave a good indication for the security agencies in the Kashmir Valley. So yes, it was all going on the right note. Police said that there is a security challenge that they have in terms of G20 meeting, because right now the entire city is getting a makeover. These roads are dug, and that is where the security challenge is posed, where IEDs could be hidden, and at the same time the government wants to keep minimum presence of troops on the ground so that the foreign delegates feel that how the situation has changed on the ground. Even the smart bunkers are being constructed to ensure that the city gets a beautiful look. At the same time, some bunkers which were at several positions after the application of Article 370 and the security forces felt the need that there's a need to construct these bunkers. They were removed.
किया, फ्रेशली ये इन्फ्रारेड किए हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें देखने वाली बात होगी, ये खंगाला जाएगा। लेकिन हाँ, जो लोकल सपोर्ट है, लोकल सपोर्ट बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है इस एस्पेक्ट में। जहाँ जो जम्मू डिवीज़न में हमने लगातार कई टेरर अटैक्स देखे हैं, चाहे वो गाड़ी उधमपुर में गाड़ी में ब्लास्ट हुआ था, इसी तरह नरवाल में, इसी तरह डांगरी में, इस तरह बाकी जगहों पे जहाँ पे ये चीज़ें हो रही है, उसमें लोकल सपोर्ट के बिना पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है। और ये बहुत बड़ा एक कंसर्न बन के सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज के लिए खासकर बना है। दूसरी चीज है जो सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज के लिए सबसे बड़ा कंसर्न ये भी है कि अब G20 की जो मीटिंग्स हैं वो इम्पोर्टेंट मीटिंग तो अगले महीने मई में होने वाली है श्रीनगर में, लेकिन उसके पहले जो लगातार कई मीटिंग्स यहाँ पे हो रही हैं, जो सीरीज ऑफ मीटिंग्स हो रही हैं, आपने देखा कश्मीर वैली में भी और जम्मू में भी। तो ये एक बड़ा कंसर्न है कि G20 की जो मीटिंग्स होनी है, एक इम्पोर्टेंट मीटिंग अब मई में होने वाली है, वो उसके लिए सिक्योरिटी के क्या बंदोबस्त किए जाए, सिक्योरिटी को किस तरह से बीफ अप किया जाए, ये एक बड़ा ही एक कंसर्न रहेगा सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस के लिए, एक बड़ा चैलेंज सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस के लिए रहेगा। दूसरा मैं आपको बताऊं, जहां तक सिक्योरिटी की बात है, मैं आपको ये एरिया कुछ थोड़ा बहुत दिखाना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि हमें बहुत दूर रोका गया, हमें वहां पे जाने नहीं दिया गया है सिक्योरिटी के रीजन से, लेकिन हम आपको थोड़ा व्यू यहाँ से दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। आप देखिए कितना टेरीन एरिया है ये, आपको अपने विजुअल्स में जो हम दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि पूरे जो यहाँ से आपको सिर्फ पहाड़ और जंगल ही जंगल दिख रहे हैं, और इन्हीं जंगलों का, इन्हीं पहाड़ी इलाकों का और इन्हीं टेरेन इलाकों का, टफ एरियाज का फायदा उठाते हैं आतंकवादी। और यहाँ पे जो ये एरिया है, जो जहाँ पे ये घटना हुई है, यहाँ 21 अक्टूबर को, लास्ट 2021 में अक्टूबर के महीने में भी एक इनकाउंटर हुआ था जिसमें 9 जवान शहीद हुए थे, और उस में भी आतंकवादी फिर बच निकलने में कामयाब हुए थे। कल भी उन्होंने एग्जीक्यूट किया 5 मासूम लोगों की, 5 मासूम जवानों की शहादत की, जो वहां पे ड्यूटी दे रहे थे, लेकिन वो फिर भाग निकलने में कामयाब हो गए है ना। कहा जा रहा है कि 3 से 4 आतंकवादी थे। ये कैसे निकल रहे हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कि यहाँ पे ये जो एरिया है ये बहुत ही जंगली एरिया है, पहाड़ी इलाका है। कल घना कोहरा था, बारिशें थी, उसका फायदा उन्होंने उठाया। इसीलिए सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस अब है ना कोशिश कर रही है, जगह जगह पे खंगाला जा रहा है, हर एक जगह पे एडिशनल ट्रूप्स को लाया गया है, वो डिप्लॉय किए गए हैं पहाड़ी इलाकों में। और न सिर्फ पुंछ बल्कि राजौरी को भी सील किया गया है। राजौरी का जो एरिया है, जो पुंछ राजौरी का जो बेल्ट है, पूरे एरियाज में व्यापक सर्च ऑपरेशन चलाया जा रहा है इस वक्त। और ये सर्च ऑपरेशन जो आर्मी के ऑफिशियल्स
in an cowardice act of terrorism, the Pakistani terrorists attacked an army convoy, an army vehicle which was passing through the dense forest area in district Poonch was attacked by the Pakistani terrorists. They were hiding themselves in dense forest and throw the grenades on the running army vehicle. After grenade, there are reports of firing on the spot of the incident.
बड़ा दुख हुआ है इसको जान करके कि हमारे 5 जवान शहीद हो गए। और दूसरी बात है कि डिस्टर्बिंग यह है कि सेना के गाड़ी के ऊपर हमला हुआ, और जब सेना सुरक्षित नहीं है तो रेगुलर पुलिस और वहाँ के सिटीजनशिप के बारे में क्या कहा जा सकता है। मैं इतना ही कह सकता हूँ कि ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर और होम मिनिस्टर इलेक्शन ही में न व्यस्त रहें, गवर्नेंस को इम्प्रूव करें। जो गवर्नेंस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है कमज़ोर है।
SOPs were violated. I have flown in that area for almost several years. This is one of the favorite infiltration routes. Pakistan succeeded in infiltrating through this area. They made use of the bad weather. Every time there is bad weather, there is fog, there is rain, such attacks are possible. Our troops are trained to deal with such a situation. Apparently the SOPs were violated.